This is different. Blue sun, red planets. That's strange. All right, we'll see what we got here. But the atmosphere is stable, so that's a good start. All the other systems that we found, or not the atmosphere, but just the state of the system. Let's orbit this planet and do some scans here. Methane, ammonia, and argon. Titanium, promethium, and water. Huh. Atmospheric density, very thick. Temperature, tropical to inferno. Global weather extremely violent. Huh. But it's got some rare elements on it. We may actually want to try to mine this. So let's go ahead and land. Select a site. This looks like a good spot. Try that. Thanks again, everybody, for stopping in on the stream this morning. This is, I've mentioned this a couple times, but you guys are helping me just as much, hopefully, as, you know, we've been cooped up at home now for, you know, what has it been? 10 months now, almost. With everything going on in the world, you really just can't do much still. The numbers are still really bad in our area, so you really just can't go out. And plus, we wouldn't be getting out much anyway right now with 2 5-month-old babies. So doing this a couple of times a week is helping me keep my marbles sane. So I really appreciate you guys stopping by, and hopefully you guys are enjoying these as well. I would definitely want to keep this schedule going as long as possible. So Papa Mendoza, absolutely, man. Always look forward to these. Thank you. Well, thank you. Really appreciate it, man. So, all right. So, let's see. Oh, it's another one of these planets where there's just nothing. Although sometimes stuff won't show up until you start moving around because it's got to start scanning a little bit. There is nothing here. Seriously? Huh. The little thing said there was promethium. Thought we were going to be able to mine some promethium. Starglider 2. I have not. I'll have to take a look at that. That might be a good one for the video. So thank you for the suggestion. Boy, there is not squat here. What in the world? It is thundering. Uh-oh. All right. Weather's getting bad. Let's just go ahead and head back to the ship. There's nothing going on here. Disembark, please. It is windy. Oh, no. That's not what I meant to do. I meant take off, not disembark. This is realistic. Space as a whole is a lot of nothing. David says it's really an explorer. It's not really an explorer like this. It's more of a space flight sim, but a great game. Starglider 2. I've actually, let me write that down. Sounds like I've heard of that. I feel like I should have heard of that. Okay. I have to write stuff down because my short-term memory is really bad. All right, let's launch. You're right. Space is a whole lot of nothing. I got to talking. Looks like it might be one of those planets where you just find like one site to mine. Yeah, there's probably just one little spot where there's some stuff. You know, you bring up the idea about space being a whole lot of nothing. Every once in a while, after I've had a little too much, it was written by Jazz San, who later went on to work with Nintendo on the Super FX chip. Oh, cool. Sometimes after I get into a little too much brown liquor and I start thinking about things too much, I'd be curious, poll the audience, where are you guys at on intelligent life in the universe, and are we alone in the two questions, are we alone in the universe, and have we ever been visited by aliens? Um, I have I was an X-Files kid when I grew up. Um, I was all about aliens and conspiracies and oh man, UFOs and all that stuff. And now I've kind of cooled on some of that a little bit, mostly just because space is so damn big that I don't know how aliens would be able to get here. I do believe there has to be some sort of other. The universe is simply too big, and the numbers are uh too overwhelming in order for there to not be other life in the universe. But um, I just don't know how they would get here if they exist. Because if you think about in the whole, okay, if the universe is 14 billion years old, and in the time it takes for a solar system to form, a star to form, a planet to form, and then okay, so sodium compounds, magnesium, plutonium, promethium. And the time it takes for all that to form, so you'd have to have for civilizations to line up, um, for civilizations to line up to where they would actually be able to, um, based on how big the universe is and the number of stars and assumedly planets out there, it would be weird if we were the only life here. No visits from them though. J.I. says, I don't see how we could tell if there were any intelligence out there. We don't exactly have much on the planet to use as comparison. You're not wrong. The way I look at it is if there are aliens, they would be like us, with ants and a magnifying glass. Probably. Yeah, so it just, I guess my thing is, there's got to be something out there, but I just don't know how they'd get here because space is so ridiculously big. I mean, the closest planets, it'd take thousands of years to even get here, unless they've somehow perfected warp speed, I guess, or wormholes or whatever, some sort of technology we can't think of. Um, I don't, I don't know how to like. I don't subscribe to the. Now, some of you brought up the idea about or yeah, some of these photos that have been released by the Pentagon in the past couple years. Yeah, and I've seen those, and they're very. I don't know what to say about those. I mean, maybe it's some sort of experimental test equipment from another country. I don't know. Um, it's just the universe is so big. I mean, there could have if there were other civilized. Think about it this way: if there were other civilizations of aliens, think about how long a civilization lasts. Maybe 10,000 or maybe 100,000 years, and then they die out. Or there could have been other civilizations of aliens on other planets that died out a million years ago. Like their sun's already blown out. Like they rose up, they had their time, and then they blew their sun whiffed out, and they're gone. Like so the odds of the time lining up even on all of this for us to meet up with another species, um, life in general. There have been some experiments suggesting that if there is organic material, an energy source, and a solvent, then chemistry might be inevitable. Um, Tim says these are exactly the existential questions I was looking for from a Saturday morning stream. Yes. Um, you thought this was just going to be Saturday morning cartoons. Now I'm not, I'm not opposed to the whole, I'm not opposed to, uh, you know, I'm not anti-God and all that stuff. I'm not like just an atheist that only believes in science. Um, I came from a fairly devout Christian upbringing, in fact, but all I'm doing is just looking at the facts that we have. The universe is huge, incomprehensibly huge. So the odds of us being the only planet where life happened, um, just seems that just doesn't work. You look at the Drake equation. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Um, JL says it's possible we are the first one in this galaxy to rise. Maybe. Um, that's possible. Metal compounds, chlorine compounds, platinum, copper, antimony. For a minute, I thought that said alimony. uh, um, Inferno, temperature, Inferno. Yeah, we definitely can't inhabit that one. So, it's just and there's, I mean, I think there could be life in our solar system. There's other life in our solar system. Not life like what we want to find, like little green men, but all you got to do is go to a volcano and look at some of the water. They they have a base in Ganymede. Yeah. Um, there's a great Star Trek Next Generation episode about what the first intelligent race in the galaxy did. Interesting. Um, yeah, so but yeah, I mean, I mean, life can survive in some of the harshest environments. It may just be bacteria, it may just be little cells, but you go to some of these like hot springs and stuff around these volcanoes where the water's just boiling, or like the underwater volcanoes where it's just spewing out those little vents. Um, and there's life there. So, you look at some of these other, like some of these moons, like Titan, and Europa, and the solar system. There's something going on some of those. I don't know, and we may never get a chance to, the chase. Ooh, I'll have to go back and watch that. I don't remember that one. I watched a lot of Next Generation, but I can't say that I don't have encyclopedic recall of Next Generation. I always liked the original series better as a kid, but I would watch the Next Generation while I was waiting on the original series to come on. Um, so I remember a lot of the Next Generation episodes. I remember Q, I remember the Borg and stuff like that. But there's a lot of them that I'm sure I didn't see a lot of them. I definitely didn't see like every episode or anything like that. So okay, let's get out of the system. I've been rambling on too long. It's time to it's time to get back to work here, Captain. We're leaving the system. All right, we probably got enough fuel to get to like one more system, and then after that, I don't know what's. Well, did we go to? We haven't. We should be able to go straight up. There should be one more system right above us. There it is. Okay, so we haven't been to this system yet. That's another. Boy, this is another. This is pretty. These are some pretty dead systems here. There's just not much going on. We've seen some with like 6 or 8 planets, and then there's some where there's just nothing. But that's kind of how it is in real life. So that kind of makes sense. Fluorine compounds, sulfur compounds, mercury, rhodium, and chromium. Huh. Very thin temperature inferno. Yeah, that's another crap planet. All right. Okay. Leave orbit. All right. Thanks for stopping by, man. Have a good rest of your weekend, man. There's another theory that the universe is full of life, but it only rarely makes the jump from single cell to multicellular. Yeah. I mean, it could just be that there's bacteria and single-celled organisms everywhere, and then but then it just only makes the next step in very few places. I mean, everything has to be just right. Oops. Methane, hydrogen cyanide, promethium, water, antimony, and tin. Huh. Predominant surface liquid. Gravity's close. Arctic to tropical. Global weather, none. All right. Let's try landing on this planet. It might be worth mining this planet. Okay. Autopilot engaged. Yeah, thank God we don't have to actually manually land on this thing. Okay. Boy, this is mostly liquid. Huh. Oh, can we not even move? Auto mineral pickup. Oh, there we go. Okay. Boy, once again, there is nothing going on this planet. Yeah, this must be another one of those where there's only like one place to mine. Huh. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Crustline iceberg. There's yeah, this is another nothing burger on this planet. Huh. Yeah, I mean, now I could take off and land in a different spot. That's an option. But if I don't see anything here, I don't think I'm gonna try to take off again. And I don't know, I mean, that is an option. We could pick a different landing site and see if there's anything there. Um, yeah, I think we'll just, there's nothing going on in this system. We've got enough fuel to get to one more system, I think. But at that point, we're gonna have to start finding some, I've not seen any planets that had, Endurium on it, which is, what we use for fuel. Alright, well. Okay. So, maybe I think we've got just enough fuel to get to this big group of systems here. Because if we, this here in the corner tells us how much fuel it'll take to get from where we're at to wherever we're pointing to. So I think we'll try to get here. I think we've got like 20 left. Yeah, we've got 22 left. So hopefully there's gonna be something there. Can't sell what you have at a starbase and buy all the fuel again. Well, the problem is that not all of these systems have starbases in them. In fact, the only system that has a starbase that I've actually found was the system that we started at. Um, I was under the impression that every system would have a starbase in it, but that's totally not been the case, unfortunately. So the only starbase that I've actually found was the one at the beginning of the game. Now we could do the trick where uh, we did the thing where we just ran out of fuel and uh, let it tow us back to the to the starbase, but um, that kind of backfires too, because then you get fined for that. So, nope. Okay, we're gonna have to get careful here. So we're 7. All right. Space Coast Guard is an ornery bunch. All right, close. Okay, we should be right on top of it. Here we go. we we may not have enough to actually move between the systems, so this looks like a nice Stable. Oh, looks like there's going to be alien activity, though. Initiating orbital maneuver. Alright. This planet looks like it's all water. Ammonia compounds, carbon monoxide, copper, magnesium, cobalt. I think the starport at the beginning is the only one. It was the only one I could find in the Genesis version. Yeah, somebody said in the previous stream where we played this that there might be starports, or not starports, but like little trading posts that you could find. So that could be an option. Um, maybe we can find some little trading posts, but they're not full-blown starports. I think that starport might be the only one. That's like your home base. So this planet's frozen. So yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, we don't really want to mess with this one. Hopefully one of these other little planets. Oh, uh-oh. We got somebody. Hello. Talk to these people. This is Captain Efton A of the ISS Roger. ISS Roger Wilco. We are on a peaceful mission. I request communications. Please identify yourselves. And your intentions. Nothing? So, oh no, it's these guys again. So, the Skeletoids beg us for mercy now. Now we shall see who is vastly superior and who is wretched scum. Of course your race has no pride. So once again, the pitiful two-eyed, slimeless alien monsters beg the all-powerful Speedman for mercy. This does not surprise us. Oh, jeez. I'm not really in the mood to talk with these guys. I'm just gonna terminate this. Unfortunately, I have to wait for them all to leave. Game's definitely a little slow moving. Sounds like a check. I think everything's at full health here. All my characters, everybody on our crew, everybody's at full health. Yeah, because we haven't ran into any alien planets yet. They would actually take damage when we would be trying to capture aliens. Some of those planets that we found, I mean, there were just tons of aliens. Yeah, we haven't found squat lately. Huh. Oh, cool. Select sensor target, sensor reading, elements, endurium. What? Huh. Where did it or did we just scan ourselves? Um Oh, okay, we scanned their ship. Oh, they've got fuel. We could destroy their ship and take their fuel. That's an option. I don't know what happens if you fight these. I've been hesitant to start a fight with any of the other races because I don't know how complex they get with this. I don't know if it's like in one of the like in a Grand Theft Auto or Fallout or something where you could. Oh, see, here we go again. Where like once you start a fight with them, they'll always be hostile towards you, and then you'll always have to fight them every time you run into them. I don't know. So I'm hesitant to start a fight with them, even though they do seem kind of hostile. We may also be able to get some information from them. We are the frighteningly awesome Speedman, Masters of the Galaxy, Lords of the Universe, all-powerful beings from another dimension. The CIA released 2,000 pages of UFOs about a week ago. Black Vault. I heard that they part of one of the new bills that just passed Actually, it was part of the stimulus package. It one of the things that was buried in there was that it called for all intelligence agencies to release everything that they know about UFOs. Um, but I haven't like did anything come out of it? Have they actually found anything from that yet? Um, if you're asking me, Jay, I found a couple artifacts, but not many. Um, I found like a metal ball or something. And one other artifact. This takes forever. There needs to be a way to just like, okay, let's just go. Oh shoot, Captain, they've armed their weapons. Uh-oh, we might be getting into a fight. They were already leaving, so maybe they'll just leave, but like they detected when we raised our shields. Like if you're a starship and you have shields, why would you ever not have your shields raised? But um, I'm sure there's a perfectly valid answer to that question, but all right, scanning. Nitrogen, oxygen, uh really? Chlorine compounds, platinum, iron, and platinum. Gravity is 15 G. Atmosphere very thick, subarctic to temperate. Uh, huh. Okay, well, let's see if we can we'll try to mine this planet, see if we can get anything off of it. Power consumption, yeah. You wouldn't be able to go to warp speed probably if you had your shields raised. That makes sense. Yeah, I knew it was a dumb question, but it's still just I just always go back to Star Trek Wrath of Khan. The whole movie would have been about 45 minutes shorter if Kirk would have just raised the shields right when they came up on the Reliant. All right. Tito, yeah. So you can find it on GOG or you can find this particular version is on the Amiga. So I'm actually using an Amiga emulator to run it. Um, and this version came out about 3 years after the original version. So the whole planet just kind of looks. But yeah, the Amiga version came about 3 years after, and just the insufficient fuel for safe landing, insufficient fuel for relaunching. This planet's gravity will crush the ship's hull. Oh, did not think about that. No, do not land. Okay, well, abort, abort, go away. Uh, all right. Well, try something else then. Go to a different planet. Okay, scanning. Ammonia compounds. Rhodium, tin, and zinc. All right. Subarctic to Arctic. Global weather, none. Don't land, it's 15 G. Yeah. Yeah, I really it told me not to do it. That's right. Saturday morning arcade. Or for some of us it may still be Friday night, depending on how late you stayed up last night. Boy, this is mostly water on this planet. Like this is the least amount of land we've seen on a planet yet. Usually there's at least like it's just this tiny little bit here at the bottom. Ugh. It's always Friday night. It should always be Friday night anyway. That's what the name came from. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. I mean, it's what could be better than going in an arcade with your friends on a Friday night? I mean, it's Friday night and you're at the arcade. That's as good as it gets, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so let's see what we got. Is there anything? Is this another nothing planet? Oh my goodness. Friday night is a state of mind. Yeah, I mean it's just that's it. That's the best. You're not at work anymore. You're off work. You might be out with your friends or with your significant other. Seriously. I swear to God, the last time that we played this, every planet that we landed on, there was tons of stuff to mine. There was aliens all over the place. Maybe we should have went back to that system. This is it has been just a whole lot of nothing on these planets. Huh. Oops. Atari Leaf. Hello. Thanks for joining the stream. If it seems like I keep having to squint, for whatever the on the little chat window I have on the screen up here where I can see the chat, the text from the chat is in big bold white print, but everybody's usernames is really tiny and blurry and blue for some reason. So if I mispronounce your names, I do apologize. Part of the problem is, and I was joking with my wife about this the other day, I'm starting to get to a point where I'm having to use like the zoom function. Like, Windows has those accessibility features. And I'm starting to have to use those where like I lower the resolution or change the size of the icons or the icon text so that I can actually read it. Friday Night Arcade's getting a little old over here. I still don't think I have any gray hairs yet, but um it's time waits for nobody, I guess. So, okay, let's get the heck out of here. I'm gonna go on a limb and guess that other planet is a whole lot of nothing. Hopefully, hey, this is kind of in the Goldilocks zone, right? Let's see what we got. Science officer. Fluoride, chlorine. Pres, presbyopia. I don't know what that is, David. we're retro gamers, we're all old. Rock. Very thin, temperate to searing, weather calm. All right, we'll try to do some mining on this planet. The late 80s, back when gaming was actually fun. Farsightedness caused by loss of elasticity of the lens of the eye, occurring typically in middle to and old age. Don't worry, your kids will give you all the gray hairs you could want. Yeah, that's coming. That is coming. All right. Oh, hey, this planet's actually got an alien. Okay. So let's set this to stun, and we can actually collect. There we go. Oh, did I accidentally kill it? Where'd it go? Or did he move? I don't think I actually stunned him. That's the problem. I think he just moved on me. Weapon. Stun. Oops. There we go. You have stunned the creature. Yeah, so it's a little bit unintuitive. You got to go through a lot of menus and clicks in order to. But basically, what we did, it's kind of like Cosmic Arc. on Atari, where basically we stun the creature and then we just take them as a life form specimen. But that's a good sign. So maybe there's actually going to be there's actually some stuff on this planet. Cool. Okay. Oh, there's oh, and we've got some ancient ruins too. All right. About time. I was feeling bad. I'm like, guys, I swear there's actually cool stuff in this game. We just have to keep looking. I feel bad here. I've never actually seen one of these before. Target with cursor. Oh, aggression analog horse, intelligence analog rabbit, and they'll move on you too. So we kind of just. I feel like we could. I don't know if there's a difference between if we need to scan them before we capture them, or we could just scan them after we capture them. You have scared a creature. Oh shoot, we scared him off. Have you played Nightshade on the NES? Just tried it the other day, and it seems like a fun adventure game. I played it several years ago. In fact, if you go to the side channel, I think there may even still be a video of it. When did this turn into Pokemon? But me and my friend Jason played it on for we actually just did a video where we kind of just sat down and played it. It was kind of more of a Game Grump style video. Um, and what is that? Uh, producer, aggression analog tree, intelligence analog slug. Okay. Yeah, it's a really cool game. I definitely like we didn't know what we were doing, so the video is probably not very good. But it was a really cool game. We didn't get very far in it, but I definitely want to that's one that I want to go back and spend some more time with and actually try to get to the end. And there's a random is that a life form or is that an artifact, I wonder? What is that? Omnivorous producer, aggression analog daisy, intelligence analog mouse. Okay. Well, that one would just let us take it. Cool. Ever mess with a Dynamix game, Heart of China? That's one of the complete box sets I have. Box set games. No, I've not. I've not messed with that one. In fact, I don't even think I've heard of it. What is this? 70 meters tall. Okay. I need to kind of be careful here because the mining vehicle does have its own fuel supply, so it'd be real easy to get sidetracked here and then like run out of fuel halfway, like before we make our way back to the ship. So that'd be bad. Yeah, it was a bit more obscure. No idea if it holds up well. At the time, it was interesting back in like '93. Um, what is it? So that was a computer game. Like, what was it about? Rudy says I've recently been playing another classic, Star Control, which is Starflight with an attitude. Yeah, I want to get into Star Control next. After today might be the last stream with Starflight. We'll kind of. I want to. I may take some time away from this and then come back and play it a little bit more. Um, but yeah, I want to get into Star Control and Starflight 2 a little bit. And there's a bunch of other these space games I want to try to get into for that episode. So um, it's kind of going to depend. Okay, let's check these out. I think these guys are kind of a little bit more aggressive. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. There was there's two more sets of ancient ruins, and there was another set over here as well. Cool. We've actually got some stuff to do on this planet. Yeah, these guys. All right. If we can stun them. All right. I will have to stun you. Oh, and there's even another one. Jeez. Might have hit the Yahtzee on this planet. We probably need to start making our way back to the ship, though. Unfortunately, we can just keep dropping stuff off and then coming back. It was a point and click adventure game, basically like any other Sierra Dynamics game of the time. Cool. We need a new Sword Quest series. Yeah, they need to just finish the original one. They never finished it. Like they need to just finish that contest. Oh, you only need to take one specimen? Huh, okay. Huh. I figured you could just keep taking... I feel like I've taken more of the same ones before. That's weird. Because it gives us, I mean, it gives us... Yeah, so we took more than one of the fungoid. Huh. Like, can I take more of these again? I see, it's letting us take more of that. I feel like they used to put love into making the games back in the days. I mean, there was always problems with studios that were, you know, where the owner of the company is aggressive and wants to get as many games out as possible to make as much. There was always that push and pull between the studios that want to get the game out and make money, and then the developers that are just trying to make a good game. That push and pull's been going back. You know, that's not something that just came on with modern games. I mean, you could find that all the way back into the Atari days. You'll find developers that were upset with their bosses. Um, it's just kind of finding, you know, finding the happy medium between getting a good game out and actually still being able to maintain profitability as a company. It's tough. It's tough, and a lot of these companies, yeah, they look at it as a math equation. Okay, how many games can we get out in a certain amount of time or whatever? And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that that is their motivation. And then sometimes, you know, sometimes the developers are in on that, sometimes not so much. Um, you know, it just I won't say that all modern games are like that now, but a lot of the big studio ones are like that. And that's always the way it's going to be, unfortunately. I think that might have been an artifact. Or no, it was fuel. Oh, sweet. Look at that. We got some fuel. All right. A little bit. Okay, yeah, we might have to spend some time on this planet then. Um, it's just the way it is. I mean, there's always going to be that situation where it doesn't mean that the developers are bad guys. You know, uh, the example that I'll use, uh, No Man's Sky, when that came out a couple years ago. Um, it was, you know, when the game was initially released, pretty picture. Oh, that must be one of the artifacts. There it is. So yeah, okay, so we got another artifact. It might be easier to put out bad ones today thanks to flashy graphics. Tamarin was a disappointment. Yeah, I mean that's part of it is that um So okay, No Man's Sky. I think that they had a very ambitious idea for a game, which is great. But then the little independent studio that was developing it, Hello Games, gets bought out by Sony, and they take on the project. Now, I do think that there was maybe a situation of, that Sean Murray guy. He said a lot of stuff that um, it's actually harder. Those fancy graphics take a lot of work. That Sean Murray guy. He said a lot of stuff that he knew damn good and well. Some of that stuff wasn't really in the game, like multiplayer and all that stuff. And that shouldn't have happened. Um, but I don't think they set out to make a bad game. I think they were trying to make a good game, and then what happened was, at some point, I think their bosses from Sony walked into the studio, and they said, okay, you're done. Well, the game's coming out next month. Whatever version you're on today, print it, and then you can patch it later. But we're putting a game out, and we're gonna make $60 a pop, and that's just the way it's gonna be. Uh, and what can they say? They have no control over that. Uh, but then 3 or 4 years later, and several patches, and the game is actually I mean, it has a nice sized community, and there's a lot of people that really enjoy it. So that's great, but that first impression is always going to be there. Like, I played the game the day it came out, and I returned it. I got my money back. And I have no desire to go back and try it again. So that's a situation where I felt like the studio probably had more to do with a bad game getting rushed out. But then there's other games, like Aliens Colonial Marines, where they were purposely putting out bull shots of the game, which is where, it's a screenshot of the game that looks way better than anything that's actually in the game. It's something that they've touched up. I mean, it's a lie. It's basically a photographic lie. So then there's Aliens Colonial Marines, where they put a review embargo on it, and that's a situation where, yes, the studio and the developers all put out a crappy game. They knew it was a crappy game, and it's just that's what happened. So, um, it is what it is. I think it's just we live in a time now, though, with the internet, at least, to where you're not dependent on what's on the box. Think about it 30 years ago when you'd walk into whatever, for us it was a Pomida. Consumers judge games by their cover. If it looks great, they'll sell. Whether or not they will get their money back before word of mouth takes effect is another matter. Yeah, well, and that's the thing too, though, is a lot of stuff is downloading all now. What a lot of people don't know, if you buy a game on Steam and you play it for less than an hour, and it tracks your playtime, like, you can go into your profile and see how long you've played a game. If you go into if you haven't played if you've played it for less than an hour, is there nothing there that I can take? If you've played it for less than an hour, you can get your money back. There's a way that you can go through the account and actually get your money back, and they'll, no questions asked, they will refund your money. A lot of people don't do that, but um, a review embargo sounds like a red flag. Yeah, I mean, I can understand not wanting any footage released before the game is put out, but you should be able to review the game and put the review out a day or two before. I mean, to me, gone are the days of buying a game when it first come out. I think the last game that I actually like set outside like, we pre-ordered the game, me and my buddy. We actually set outside the store, and at midnight they opened the store and released the game, 12:01 a.m. It was Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. That's the last time I've ever done that. And yeah, we could have just got the downloadable copy, but I actually wanted the physical box just because Elder Scrolls games are always such a big deal. To me, that's the last time I'll ever do that. That's the last time I'll ever buy a game day one. Nowadays, if you're prudent, and you don't have $60 to blow every other week on a new game, just sit back and wait a couple days. The social media tell you everything you need to know if it's any good or not. I mean, think about how bad it was 30 years ago when you'd walk into a Pomida to buy an NES game, and we didn't have the internet back then. And yes, there were bad NES games. There were a shit ton of bad NES games. They were terrible. There were games that got we'll slap something on the box and we'll put it out. I mean, the actual percentage of NES games that were truly gold is much lower than people want to remember. And that's all you had was you look at the box, you look at the back at the screenshots, and you're like, well, this looks pretty cool, and then you buy it, and then you're stuck with like Jurassic Park on Super Nintendo or something. I don't know. What is okay? An ancient ruin, and there's not okay. So I guess we already got whatever was there. It was just the fuel. Can we look at it? Same thing. All right. Huh. Epics keeps giving the fixed versions away for free a year or so later. Yeah, I mean if you're willing to wait long enough, a lot of times these games just end up coming out for free at some point. Like Origin released Mass Effect 3 a couple years ago, just to get people to play it. I get because they were trying to get people to jump on their Origin um game system, or not system, but their that platform that you can buy computer games on. Got stuck with Where's Waldo on NES one Christmas. Ooh, that's rough. Uh, I know I've told this story before, and some people were probably sick of hearing about it, but yeah, I got stuck with Dr. Mario one Christmas. I wanted The Legend of Zelda or something Zelda 2 Adventure Link, something like that, and I got stuck with Dr. Mario. And not to say that Dr. Mario is a bad game. I've told this story in a video. Dr. Mario is not a bad game. It's a really cool little puzzle game. But let me paint a situation for you. 8-bit, Friday Night Arcade and everybody just got in from work, so I guess I'll be playing catch up again. Thanks for stopping by, 8-bit. Appreciate you stopping by. So again, not to say that Dr. Mario is a bad game. It's a quite good puzzle game, but it doesn't have to be. Oh shoot, I am actually full on everything here. That's not good. Okay. I did not realize that my ship was over encumbered already. At least Dr. Mario is a game. Yeah, I mean it's so like let me paint the situation for you. Uh, you're a little kid, and you maybe get where the hell did the ship go? You maybe only get a new game every couple of months. Birthday, Christmases, whatever. You maybe only get a new game a couple times a year. So when you get a new game, you really want like some sort of adventure game that's got some meat to it, and you can really sink your teeth into it. And so I was hoping for like Legend of Zelda or Zelda 2 or some sort of RPG. I think might have even asked for Final Fantasy or something like that. And then you get stuck with Dr. Mario. Now, my grandparents that bought me the game, God bless them, they didn't know that it was just a puzzle game. They saw Mario on the cover and they thought, "Oh, that's cool. We'll get that for him, We'll get him that Mario game. He loves Mario. He really loved Super Mario Brothers." So basically, that was when I became like a bitter, jaded old man as a 10-year-old. Because I'm like, okay, Nintendo slapped Mario on this thing. Mario did not need to be in that game. They could have called it Virus Panic or anything else. They could have come up with something else to call it. And instead they called it Dr. Mario, knowing full well that parents would see that and get all confused. and buy it for their kids because it's got Mario on the cover. It's just like, huh, their plan was for you to become a doctor. Well, that didn't quite work out. So, uh, so I don't know. It's just the fact that they slapped Mario on it. Um, yeah, I feel the same about Dr. Mario. It isn't a terrible game, but if it wasn't for Mario on the cover, it would have been long forgotten by now. Yeah, exactly. So, and somebody else mentioned, yeah, JL AV mentions, I haven't played the SNES Jurassic Park in ages. It's in a case on the shelf. I don't remember it being that bad. I don't remember it being great either, but I got some time in it when it came out. Yeah. This, I mean, that's actually what I want to do a stream of at some point. It's not a bad game. It's not a great game. It's got some issues, um, but yeah, that's just that whole thing that we were talking about where like, you just buy a game based off of like the cover is just the Jurassic Park logo and it's like, wow, well that looks really cool. Who doesn't love Jurassic Park? And then you get it home and it's just like, well, yeah, I wish I would have had a review to read about this. I didn't know there was no save feature. So, I don't know. Throbbing mass. What? Okay. So we're getting all sorts of fuel on this planet. We're really gonna have to we're really gonna have to spend our time on this one. So some of these have stuff in them, some of them don't, it looks like, I guess. John Wayne from Germany. Are you what time is it there? It's 11, it's quarter after 11 in the morning here. Okay, so that one's empty. I should be taking these things too, but I'm doing this kind of slow. Okay, so if it's a plant, we can take more, but if it's a creature, it only lets us take one, I guess. Huh, okay. 6 a.m. 6:15 p.m. Okay. I went the wrong way. Story of my life, man. Is there actually anything in that? Regression. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I think that looks like something we haven't taken yet, but keep studying them. I got that NES Rocket Ranger game for my communion in '92. Oh, that's something. It happened to all of us, I think. Yeah, so we've already got a duplicate. So if it's a creature, we can only take one of it, but if it's a plant, I guess we can take multiple samples. Sorry, specimens. What is that? We have not seen that yet. Huh. It's a dog bee. Okay. 27 centimeters tall, carnivore, aggression analog wolf, intelligence analog cat. Huh. All right. Well, we probably better stun that one. Okay, we need to be finding some more of those ruins. Oh, Gamer Thumb TV is injured. That's not good. If Fabian was watching, he'd be mad. Sorry about that, buddy. Yeah, so we've already... Oh, that's new. It's a lava worm. Okay, we better start heading back to the ship. By the way, this time no notification. Yeah. Um, I YouTube is what it is at this point. At some point, I think I'd like to move over to Twitch just because it's a lot more user friendly for everybody. Yeah, he's got gamer thumb. Yeah, the notifications on YouTube just suck. The best way to keep up, if you follow me on Twitter, I always post right when I'm getting ready to go live. That's the best way to do it because it's not algorithm based. It just when I tweet something, you'll just see it, hopefully. So, um, all right, cargo at 20%. Yeah, see, our fuel's back up to 50. That's almost more than what we left the starport with. So that's cool. Okay. Oh, in fact, yeah, there's the message I set up. So I've only played this game on the Mega Drive and the Genesis. It was one of the first games I played on the system. That would be an awesome way to get introduced to the Sega Genesis right there. Would be that's 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 a great way to start off your Sega Genesis career. Man, we're gonna be rich if we ever get back to the starport. We got all sorts of stuff to sell. It would be very hard to explain blast processing with this one. Yeah, I mean it's not what the Sega Genesis was necessarily going to be marketed around, but uh, I would have loved to have played something like this on a home console, an NES or Super NES or Sega Genesis or something like that. Um, like I was always infatuated with getting a computer experience on the home computer, which is why I know I've probably told this story before, but that's why I was always just infatuated with um, the McVenture series because it was like playing a computer game, but it was on my NES, and that was so cool to me. I mean, it was just like, yeah, you're playing a computer game, but you're just on your on a console. I was always infatuated with that. I can't tell which one of these are creatures or which one of these are just um, okay. Blast processing was BS the Sega publicity department invented. When people started asking what it was and Sega's engineers had to come up with an answer. Yeah. Was blast processing even a real thing or was it something marketing invented? The Sega Genesis marketing department is what failed the Sega Genesis in my humble opinion. Um yeah, we're just about full. Let's start heading back here. Um yeah, see, I don't think we can I think we've already taken this one. Oh, now that's weird. So it'll let us take, or maybe it's only a duplicate. Thinks it's a duplicate if it's what's on the thing. Um, thanks, Mike. Appreciate the support, man. Thanks so much. So okay, that's sometimes it lets us take a duplicate creature. Sometimes it won't. Um, I'm not quite sure what the rules here is as far as that goes. Genesis had a higher CPU clock speed than the Super NES, so blast processing. Yeah, I mean it's one of those things that just I don't know. My big thing with the Sega Genesis when I was a kid, um, nowadays I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, the war is over. I don't care about which one's better or what. I'm just in search of good games. I don't care if it's on Sega Genesis. When I was a kid, I was a Nintendo fanboy. I mean, that's just because that's what we had. The first console that I ever got was the NES. So naturally, that's going to be where my love was. But oh shoot, I better get back. Ah, I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and take that anyway. So naturally, my love was going to be with the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo. And then comes the Sega Genesis, and their commercials were always poking fun at they were always poking fun at Nintendo. And like as a little kid, like it's one of those know your audience things. I mean, the average kid that plays video games is probably this is just my experience. The average little kid that plays a lot of video games is probably going to be maybe kind of an introvert, maybe a little bit shy, maybe not that many friends, might not have a ton of friends, or maybe they got some friends, but not necessarily they're not necessarily in the cool crowd, okay? Then comes Sega Genesis and their marketing department. They're all like, Sega does what Nintendo don't and all this. And, they're poking fun at Nintendo. They're poking fun at Mario. I remember one of the commercials where they're like, there was a commercial where it was kind of making fun of a Mario-like character not being nearly as fast as Sonic or whatever. And, I'm just like, huh, well, because at first when I heard that there was a there was a Sega Genesis, I was like, cool, more games. Like I was interested, just based on word of mouth that there was another computer or another console system called Sega Genesis. I was like, wow, well that's cool. So I think what I'm gonna do here is actually take off from the planet and then land in a different spot, just so we can find some more stuff. I feel like we've found just about 90% of the little artifacts and stuff that are right around. So we're at 54 North, 101 West. So I was interested in the Sega Genesis just based on the fact that cool, it's another video game system. And then the first time I get introduced to them, it's just a commercial where they make fun of everything that I've loved for the last 5 years, and they're like, Sega does what Nintendo don't. And I'm just like, huh. Well, I don't really want to play that now. Why you gotta be hating on Nintendo? That's like hating on my friend, man. So I like I just I I'll never understand that. But clearly buying Sega is how you get into the cool crowd. Exactly. Yeah. I mean it just so I don't know. I mean it like I said, now I don't really care. Where did we land at? Right in here somewhere. Um so I'm just gonna start all the way over here and we'll just kind of work our way over. Uh but yeah, at the time it was just like I was offended. I was just like, huh. Like I felt like they were making fun of me just because I was a Nintendo kid. I'm like, well, I don't really want to play Sega now. Like, all right, whatever. So I don't know. Guess it is what it is. So yeah, like I said, now I could care less. The bit wars are over for me, but um at the time I could not figure out what their plan was here. What did that say? Something about the hole being compromised. Um okay, hang on a minute. I'm going to have to that message flew by really fast and I have no idea what it looked like it was really important. Sounds like you had completely different marketing to us here in the UK. Possibly because Sega were already the market leaders with the Master System over here. Yeah, and that might have been too. I mean, and they probably had a different there was probably a different guy that was in charge of all that. Um so I'm actually going back I have a laptop up over here where I just kind of have the little stream dashboard. And I want to backtrack and see what that message said. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to like backtrack in the game. So this is totally cheesy, but I'm having to use the stream to rewind and see what that message said because it looked kind of important. All right. Unless somebody can read it back to me. Unless somebody happened to catch it. It looked like something about the hole or something. Yeah, the Master System had some great games on it too. That's another one that I'm slowly starting to discover the back catalog on that. And that's kind of the whole point of this channel for me is this is me just playing all the games that I didn't get a chance to play when I was a kid. So, you know, since I did grow up with an NES in the house, that's basically the only games I got to play as a kid. I did have a relative that had a Sega Genesis, so I got to play like a couple of the games that he had. I got to play like Road Rash. I think we used to play Road Rash 2 a lot, which was a lot of fun. But I never there was just so much stuff that I missed out on that I wanted to play and just, financial constraints and time and, there's only so many games you can get a chance to play when you're a kid. Um let's see. Okay. Auto sampling devices activated, initiating hole integrity check, hole check complete, activating terrain vehicle. Okay. That that's it. Okay, so it wasn't anything bad. I wonder if it just says that every time and I just never noticed. That's which is entirely possible. Um huh. All right then. Well, sorry to waste everybody's time, but it seemed important anyway. Zillion is my favorite Master System game. Metroid meets Impossible Mission. See, and this is the other thing that I love about this channel is I find out about games from you guys that I've never even heard of. That like when you guys leave comments on the videos, like I'll always sitting there with a notepad going through and writing these down. I may not respond to every one of them, but I'm like, ooh, well that sounds interesting. I have to try that. So yeah, I'm gonna write that down, Tim, and take a look at that because I definitely want to cover more Master System on the channel down the road. Um, so I learned just as much from you guys, more so probably than hopefully you guys find out about from me. The whole point of this channel is just to find out about as many games as possible and play them and then talk about them. So that's the good stuff. I'm always open for suggestions too, so definitely always feel free to chime in with that. So okay, hopefully there's going to be some more. Okay, so we've got one over here. So this one doesn't, and maybe it's just because we haven't had a chance to scan as much of the area yet, but it looks like this one doesn't have quite as many of these ancient ruins. But there might just be because we haven't had a chance to scan everything yet. Finding plenty of fuel though. That's a good start here. So I guess we'll take as many of these specimens as it'll let us take too. There's so much fuel on this planet that I want to really take our time because as you've seen, these planets that actually have a lot of resources on them are few and far between here. Um, so it behooves us to, when we do find one of these, to really take our time. Message was safe landing, Captain, and then initiate. Yeah, yeah. I just went back and found it. So, thank you. Where is this planet? I'm going to need to visit it next time I play it. Well, this is our location right here. So, um, or is this Yeah, that should be our location. 69 north, 152 west. I think that's the location of the planet. I don't, unless that's the location, or no, that's the location that we're at on the planet. Um, I'll zoom out and look. Error bad icon class. Ooh, we got a glitch. That's the first time that's actually happened. Um, Interesting. Okay. Go ahead and we'll take this thing too. Yeah, before I shut the stream down, uh, I'll leave the planet so that we can actually see where the system that we're at is. Yeah, I should write this down too. I need to come back. Might need to come back to it. Aren't the planets procedurally generated? I don't think so. I'm not sure. Like maybe when you land, everything's procedurally generated. Ooh, Papa Mendoza's injured. There was lightning strikes. Holy crap. That's not good. That's our science officer. Um, that's a good name, Luke. That's actually what the name of one of my sons, that was just born. Luke and Noah. Oh, another glitch. So it's not letting us zoom out. So that's the glitch. Okay. Or now it will. Okay. Interesting. All right. Ooh, there's glitches all over the place here. Bad icon class. It might be. I know there's a list of planets that are habitable. They might only use half of them each new game. Interesting. Congratulations, Luke. Did you have a boy or a girl? Boy, this planet's all of a sudden glitching all the heck here. You know what? This might actually be a good time. This might actually be a good time to just take off and come back. Maybe that'll clear out the glitch. They are not technically procedurally generated. They are generated from a seed. According to the PCG wiki, they are procedural. Like, I'm not sure if it's procedural in the sense that, like, not like No Man's Sky where it's just randomly generated or whatever. It might actually be, this planet's glitching out all the heck. It might be that the algorithm, like, okay, so there was so actually River Raid on Atari 2600 was technically procedurally generated. Because if you remember the game, it just keeps going. No, I was wrong. It is. They aren't random, is what I was thinking. The planet is pretty much the same every time you play. That's the same thing. You always need some sort of seed for random operations. Yeah, so like Atari 2600 River Raid, the levels, it seems to just kind of go on forever. They couldn't fit that much code on the system, so instead they put in the code to seed the algorithm to run it, like what you're saying. So it because they couldn't fit the game on there, so the whole game is an algorithm that's continuing to run to generate the levels. The code is going to be the same every time that's generating them, but it's not actually storing the level. It's storing the code that's going to procedurally generate the level once that algorithm runs. It's very clever. Because yeah, this game's actually quite small. Like I guess it only came on one disc, so somehow they managed to fit all of this into one disc. And that must just be how they did it. Yeah, they used seed generation. So I'm gonna launch just for everybody that was wondering where this planet was. If you're wanting to go back and play it, I'll go ahead and launch, and then we should be able to get our actual coordinates. Which I think that's that right there. So, but yeah, let me just go ahead. I'll actually leave orbit and then come back, just so we're for sure. Okay, so these are coordinates on the star map for anybody that was wondering. Um, and then we can actually even raise this up just so you guys kind of know where we're at. So here's our position, 45 by 151. And there's a it's hard to see on this, but there's actually like four different little systems that are in here together. But basically if you just go to these coordinates, you should get right to it. 45 by 151. Um, and then yeah, you can come hang out on this planet. Unfortunately, this game doesn't have multiplayer, so we can't all uh hook up at the same time here. But um, oh, and I can't save during an encounter here. I don't really want to mess with these guys. Part of me wants to try to pick a fight with them. We're coming towards the end of the stream anyway, so I want to try to get in a fight with somebody, but I want to actually save the game first. We are the Lansing Killing Pseudopod of Doom. We offer you this choice. You will obey us, or you will cease to exist. Oh, okay. Uh, okay, well, this could be interesting. Um, and I guess they're just leaving. Have I found any fluxes yet? Wormholes? You know, that might have been what happened when I was trying to leave at the very start of the stream, Luke. There was I tried to leave the system that I was in because I was just going to try to make my way back to the starting system because we needed to get back to the starport and download some of the stuff that we had found. And my we just like instantly went to warp drive for no reason, and I have no idea how or why it did it. So maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was a wormhole. And then we couldn't figure out where I was, and I had to get towed back. I ran out of fuel, and we had to get towed back to the starport. So, um, yeah, I can't force these to end. I kind of just have to wait for him to leave the screen. Yeah, finding those is the key to getting around because fuel is so expensive. Don't get destroyed before you sell all of your cargo. Yeah, I want to make sure I save the game first. In fact, we'll do that right now. We'll save it. And we'll even save it again. We'll save it on another one. You can take other people's cargo if you destroy them. Yeah, and I'm wondering if that because I know like when we did a scan on one of the other alien ships, they had fuel. So oh, here we go. Yeah, okay. We'll see who these guys are first. Is this going to be the same group that we ran into last time? I wonder. They're awful close. Uh, we'll act like we're friendly here, but I have a feeling this is going to be that same hostile group. I am High Grand Master Supreme Captain Gweaselblurt, Commander Extraordinaire of the Deluxe Interstellar Hyperdrive Speedman. Oh, great. Oh, it's these assholes. Okay. Okay. The problem is using your weapons also uses a lot of fuel, so it is hard to make money as a pirate. Ah. Okay. See, I don't think. See what happens if I act hostile to him. Okay, so I didn't think about that. Uh, Kite says I've been playing this game all week since I saw your last stream, both on Amiga and Mega Drive, and it's very addictive. That's cool. That's so cool. Thank you for sharing that. That's kind of the whole point of this is uh hopefully this will be when we find an old game like this, hopefully it inspires you guys to play it as well. So that's great. I appreciate you sharing that. I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. Uh, Here we go. I don't know if this is going to work or not. You're right, though. I can see the fuel going down. That does use a lot of fuel. Oh, we destroyed one. We got it. This is what constituted as a space battle. Probably need to repair something. Uh, we should probably repair the shields. Oh no! Game over. Ship destroyed in combat. Dang. Okay. Well, we saw what happened anyway. I'm gonna load. That's my mission for the rest of this stream now is to try to beat these guys at a fight just once. I might have been better. What I was trying to do was initiate um the repairs. Like you can give commands to your engineer and tell him to make some repairs. Um yeah, screw this. I'm just gonna attack these guys. I think I'm just gonna try to spam firing the weapon through this. I'm not even gonna bother trying to because I was trying to like be smart about it and actually like make repairs to the ship during the battle and stuff, but you're probably better off just firing at will and hoping to brute force your way through it. Okay, so I've actually got some control over this. Ah! We got him. We beat him. All right then. That's what I thought. So I think in order okay, how do we maybe we have to lower the shields? We might have to scan, maybe. Sensors. So yeah, we should get some fuel out of the deal. 0 damage taken. Those aliens couldn't handle all of that class. That's right. See? Iron. Okay. Analysis. It's a dead ship. All right, so how do we... Um... Hmm. Maybe we have to disarm the weapon? Okay. Can we... Okay, there it is. It's just really, really slow. I can at least see what's going on here, so... Might want to update the Class 1 laser next time at port. Yeah, we didn't have the option. Like, I've updated everything it would let me update at the moment. It wouldn't let me make any more upgrades beyond what I already had. How do we... Okay, this is going to be a stupid question. I've never actually... We did this once. We had this problem with when we blew up that derelict ship, but is there a way to actually, like, mine these or, like, pilfer all of the stuff? I'm sure it's something stupid. We could try hailing them. Like, no, they're dead now. You killed them. Oh yeah, we didn't take any damage on that. Nice. Okay, huh. Well. Or maybe we have to be... Oh, okay. Maybe we have to be like floating on top of it and then click on and then maybe it'll come up here. You first need to sell upgrades before you can buy others. Ooh, did not realize that. That is helpful to know. Thank you. Uh, yeah, we should be able to do something. I feel like we should be able to mine that, right? Or something. These guys, the Speedmen, are the easiest aliens to fight. Dang. I was feeling pretty good. But that's just the easy ones, I guess. Well, at least we got them. Ah, here we go. Okay, so we have to be floating over them in order to take the stuff. Okay. Aha. Except it's so slow. I- There might be a way that I can go into the emulator and actually like speed this up somehow. I have to look into that. Ugh. This is supposed to be cruise control. You could believe that. Okay. Well, at least okay, we can still take it even if we're just right next to it. We don't necessarily have to be like right on top of it. So yeah, we have to fly over the wreckage and then we go into the cargo menu and it gives us the option to take whatever's there. So that's cool. I should have got a like an audio clip of some ambient Star Trek Enterprise like ship sounds, like sounds that you just hear in the background. Play that over the stream so it's not so quiet. I think it's because you only have class 1 engines. Yeah, so maybe then we need to go back to the class 5 has excellent fuel efficiencies. Good to know. Okay. So yeah, we now that we know about this particular system, we may want to go back to the starport and then just make a few trips once we get kind of topped off here. So that may be the way to go. Definitely want to spend more time here. There's more stuff on this planet for sure. So yeah, and our cargo is only at 34% because I maxed out the cargo pods. I bought all 16 of the cargo pods. So there is no sound in space. That's right. No one can hear you scream. All right. So now, unfortunately, I think I have to. We kind of just have to wait till we get off the screen in order to end this. But I think this is where I'm going to wrap up the stream for the day, though. Um I think this is a pretty good stopping point, and it's about noon my time. So I think we're gonna. This is a good stopping point for now. I'm not sure when I'm gonna come back to this game. Because I am gonna come back to it at some point, but I've kind of got enough. I think I've got enough footage for it that I need for the video that I'm recording for. Um, I have just opened the map that came with my copy of Starflight. It has additional details added to it by whoever previously owned the game. What did I surprise? Yeah, that's always nice. You're getting you get Bob's notes. Uh that's that's helpful. That's helpful.